everybody. Before we get started, I just want to say that you're haunted, and you're haunted. Everybody's haunted. Congratulations. That's all that popped into my head when you were saying that, Eva. But hi, everybody. I'm Mare. I use they, she pronouns, and welcome to episode 1 of the Magnus Archives production cycle, a short mini-series of the Magnus Archives TTRPG system, inspired by the Magnus Archives, published by Mikyl Games. I'm your game master. I'm going to be putting these players through some horror hell, the worst of it being HR and paperwork and insurance at the moment. Before I continue going on, saying who we're raising money for and everything else, we're going to go say, hey, hi, who we are, who we're playing in your character sentence. Do I have any volunteers for the first person for today? I can always volunteer.
I can go ahead.
Hell yeah.
What's up, y'all? I'm Pablo. You can't find me on the internet. Don't fucking look for me. Don't even try. No, you can find my poetry on Instagram.com/tender_ideas. I've been cooking up some stuff that's gonna get uploaded for years. I'll get around to it. I'm really happy to be here. I have not been in the TTRPG scene for a minute. I will be playing Elena Hernandez. She's an intimidating elocutionist who does a bit of this and that. Or, alternatively, an empathetic goth girl who doesn't deal with her feelings. She is based off every Latina I went to high school with. And on that, I'll hand it off to the next person.
I'm just going to marker that to clip later. We'll go clockwise from there. Younès.
Sure, it's going to be hard to top that. I'm Younès, a game designer, researcher, and performer. You can find me on socials at pyrofoux, PYROFOUX. And today I'll be playing, let me look at my notes, Swan Black, who is an enigmatic investigator who particularly lives online, and like the rest of his cast, is absolutely haunted.
MK.
All right. Hey, everyone. I'm MK. I go by they, she pronouns. This is my first time doing an AP. I am so stoked to be doing it with these amazing players and our awesome GM. So hell yeah, stoked to be here. And I'm playing a character who's an utter departure from my personality, Theo Gallagher, he, him. Theo is a brave protector who helps his friends. In the spirit of AKA, he's also a rowing club Cambridge himbo who's all heart, all feelings, so.
I love your character so much, and I haven't even interacted with him yet.
He's already got your coffee.
Bless. And last but not least, Eva.
Hello, my darlings and dears. It's your Madam Eva here. Tonight I'm going to be playing Jansel Karga. We both use she, her pronouns, and her sentence is she's an enigmatic occultist who solves mysteries. And another fancy tidbit about her, this hair is all natural. She was haunted at a super young age, and those demons gave her white hair. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe she'll get storm powers, because that's a trend sometimes, right?
Hey, maybe you can be an avatar of the vast. It's fine.
Ooh.
It's great.
I don't know what that means, but I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm so excited that you've never listened to the podcast. This is great. Anyway, hi everybody. If you are unfamiliar with the game that we're playing and what it's based off of, the Magnus Archives is a horror TTRPG. As of right now, I don't have any specific content warnings that are relating to this game, but please keep in mind that our players are going to eventually be going through a bunch of creepy shit, and if you need to take a step away, please do so. Your safety is more important. Take care of yourself, and if we do end up with some specific content warnings, I will make sure to add them and put them at the top of the list every episode. We are also raising money for Doctors Without Borders. If you missed the intro that Derek recorded, the little video, it is a very necessary humanitarian effort organization, and they're great. Please go donate if you can. We will be doing donation incentives for this game. Let me just pin that for everybody in chat. But if you go to Tiltify, you can do a lot of things to help our hinder everybody. If you donate, please scroll up Twitch. $5, you can give an asset to one of our players of your choice. Basically, they will have an easier time on a future roll. For 10, they can get a cipher. A cipher is a one-time use magic. It's in this system, they're not really items. They're just more like supernatural abilities that the players can engage for their PCs. For $10, you can give a player a critical success, which is an automatic success. It's like rolling a natural 20, and they usually get to do a little extra bonus thing, usually as part of that roll. For 20, we have two options. One, everybody gets an asset, or I can give a player a supernatural event and creep them out and maybe give them some stress, depending on what happens. Please do that one.
Stress us out.
Yeah. For 30, everybody gets a critical success. Or for 50, you can give me the ability to give one of the players a natural one on their roll, which is a critical failure. If you want them to end really bad, critical failure.
Employed in clutch moments.
Correct. They're running away from something. Oh no. They trip. What are you gonna do? They sprain their ankle. Anyway, with all that out of the way, anything else I forgot to mention before we get started? All right.
I think we covered everyone's full of ghosts, so.
Yep, full of ghosts, full of spiders, maybe full of nothing. Maybe just dirt and sand and straw.
Maybe love? Maybe kindness?
That's a show.
It's all haunted.
It's
all haunted.
It's on back order. But hi,
Those
everybody.
damn tariffs.
Oh yeah. Yes. Anyway, the four of you. Well, three of you are recent new hires at the Magnus Institute. It is a worldwide organization, but this is specifically the Boston branch. The original Magnus Institute is in London, England, and they have since, branched out to other parts of the world. England isn't the only place with creepy shit going on, okay? Not everyone's going to make a trip to England to make a statement. But three of you are recent new hires for the Archives Department as a research assistant. You have been here a couple weeks. I'm going to say about maybe like 2 to 3 weeks. You're still really new. You have gone through all of the onboarding and the tours. You filled out all the paperwork. Your insurance has kicked in. But when you first got here, you were sat down, given the quick meeting with the archivist, whose name is Christine Riggs. She is a short, femme-presenting woman, brown hair, glasses. I based her off me. Pretend she looks like me, but in more fashionable clothing. And she's kind of been hands-off for the last several weeks. You've gotten emails from her, of things to do, mostly paperwork, organizational skills, miscellaneous busybodiness. For Swan, you've probably been asked to do a couple electronic organization, as you are very tech savvy. But mostly she has been on her own and has left the training to Elena, who has been here a couple years. For those of you, when you first were introduced to Elena, it was on your first day before you were hired. During your interview, she kind of brought you around and did some tours before handing you off to the head of the Institute, Amelia Bouchard, and, following the rest of the interview process with other folks, specifically Christine. So I want to go back in time for like your first day. Elena, you want to give everybody the orientation and training that you did to everybody, and we can also introduce your character, what you look like, and the vibes.
Absolutely. All right. Elena has light brown skin, maybe even a little darker than mine. She's got short cropped brown hair. And I didn't have a second outfit. I would like to think that she was wearing on the first day weeks ago, she was wearing a very elaborate and flowy dress. And maybe even some like heart-shaped sunglasses. She is always kind of like popping off with her makeup. But I like to think that on the day that y'all met her, she was in like a huge rush, and so it's just sort of like the big raccoon mascara. And she sort of I like to think that she was sort of like distracted in the middle of a conversation with some unknowable insurance company when you met her, and then she was just like, "Oh, excuse me, would you kindly put me on hold for a minute? Thank you. I love it when you do that." Hey, hello, I'm Elena Hernandez. Good to meet you. And just very bubbly and effusive, ready to clasp you by the hand, and just sort of, lead you around, show you around our haunted investigation research facility. Sounds like this is a moment for switching out to character descriptions for everyone else.
Yeah. Who wants to go next?
I mean, Theo will happily, shake your hand right back and just be like, "It is so nice to meet you, man. This is a job." Wow. But Theo is enthusiastic to be here. He was 20 minutes late, but he is here and he is ready to go. He is about 6'3". He is a former rowing club guy, so he's all back in traps. He's got a hell of a wingspan. And he's just got, he's got just that like freckled complexion, shaggy auburn hair, and just seems to kind of have a permanent kind of like dopey smile as he goes around and meets everyone.
Big golden retriever energy.
I love him so much.
The goldenest in the history of himbos.
To 3 black cats.
Yes!
3. Jansel she arrived early because she didn't know she was going to end up passing out anytime before then. But Jansel is a brown-skinned woman, 5'10", because she is sitting up straight, very straight, trying to be as professional as possible, look as aware as possible. But while waiting for everyone else, you could just start seeing her shoulders slack more and more. And then she looks 5'7". And the most notable thing about her is that while she looks very clean, there is a lot of sunkenness to her, tired eyes, skin looks dull, and the shocking white hair. You hear people think, "Are we able to dye her hair that color?" She's like, "No, it's mine. It's mine. It won't go back. It just stuck. I can't dye it back. It just stuck."
It looks really nice.
Thank you. Thank you. Are we gonna be terrorized by insurance calls? That sounds...
No, sweetie, that's just me. That's just me. It's a special treat just for me.
What? Okay.
Over the course of several weeks, you do realize Elena doesn't really work officially in the archives. She's technically HR. Sorry, Swan.
No, it was terribly funny. Behind Jansel, I think the last one to enter the room would be Swan, slightly distracted on their phone, rewatching a clip of somebody who looks like them hugging their grandmother, and they're watching this clip over and over again, muttering, "Motherfucker, just who are you?" And then they when the video starts glitching, they look up at the rest of the group, and they just like realize that they're finally here. They've been like out of in the zone for a few minutes, but like they're here at work. They have to be here in presence, and so they just like smile awkwardly to everybody. Swan is a young French Arab man. They have a white shirt with possibly the first tie they've ever worn in their whole life, which has like a barcode pattern. It's kind of like geeky chic kind of thing. Just very simple black jeans and glasses that you're almost sure haven't been cleaned in at least a year. Yeah, that's awful. I'm sorry.
I can't. I don't know how people can look through their glasses when they're dirty. It drives me up a wall.
You get used to it. It's like boiling a frog. Actually, boiling a frog is not a relatable metaphor. It should be letting your glasses get blurry.
Yeah, absolutely. You can just like at some point you can just see through the patterns, right? Like it just becomes like a new way to look at life. And they are like clicking a pen in their hand, like kind of like just unctuously, just as a way to distract themselves. And there's like hi everyone, nice to meet you, I'm Swan. Does anybody have the Wi-Fi password?
Absolutely. No, happily. Hold on. And she just like goes over to her desk, and it's just a horrible array of papers. And she's just bought more and more organizing stuff. So there's a bunch of like mail organizers all over the place, but things have just been stacked on top of them. There's like open books with no bookmark. And she's just like,
no.
Hold on. It should be around here somewhere. And then eventually she just like gives you a QR code. No, a picture of a QR code, but that's been printed out, and goes, okay, found it. Sorry, I was going to get laminated and I forgot. Here you go.
Do you have help? Do you need help?
You do, technically, but the head of HR is always constantly on medical leave.
Okay, so here's the thing. You need help, okay? A bunch of... this isn't supposed to be my job. And don't worry, I'm more than happy to do like the investigation stuff, but it's not really the main squeeze for me. But you know the thing where sometimes some people quit and their job was important and they don't hire anyone for a while and then it's everyone else's job? There's been a little bit of that. It's fine. This is just temporary. It's not temporary. It's like this all the time.
Are you okay? Do you need a hug?
No, it's fine. I mean, listen, I'll always take a hug.
Pat.
God, what a mood.
Theo deeply resists the urge to also join the hug. It's just kind of like, wow, this is awesome.
And as Elena like starts to lead you out through the first day, and after like giving the tour, you do eventually end up like in the archives where there are a couple of small like manila envelopes set out for the four of you. Well, three of you, not you, Elena. But that's basically like the base rules of the archives. Don't touch this. Please do this. Your login information from IT to get into your computers. There's like 4 desks that, Elena, if you want, you can choose one of them if you have an official one, but the other 3 are for whoever else wants to fight over which one. No.
Yeah,
yes.
my desk is very decorated.
Beautiful.
It's also, again, there's a lot of sort of mail organizers and clutter, but it's also decorated. It's very apparent that one of them is like lived in. I have various little potted plants. I've got little like prints of like Santa Muerte, so you have sort of just like a Grim Reaper lady and the like.
And as you enter into the actual archives where all your desks are, there is a, as I previously said, a youngish woman, like early 30s, woman who, Elena, you know, is the head archivist of the Institute, Christine Riggs. Theo, Swan, and Jansel, you met her while you were being interviewed. She's short. She's like 5'3", wearing just black slacks, a blouse, and looks very tired and a little curmudgeonly as she turns to face all of you and like, good morning, everybody. How was the tour?
There was a tour?
I think it was not exhaustive. I've noticed at least 3 buildings we haven't gone into yet, but I'm guessing we'll have like a full tour later, right?
If you want a full tour, I'm sure Elena could give you one, but you won't really need to go to certain parts. You know, I don't think you want to talk to legal.
I can show you artifact storage. We just need to get permission in advance, and they change which form you have to fill out for that, so I'll get back to you.
I would not hold out hope that you'll get permission. I've heard some rumors recently that something escaped, so they're probably not gonna open it anytime soon unless you have the right work experience.
That's fine. I don't need another more tour. You told me, Elena told me where the nap room is, and that's all I really was concerned about.
We're not supposed to call it that. It's fine. There's some folding chairs. And the camping chairs that you can lean back on? It's got a couple of those.
Am I okay to bring a sleeping bag and blankets?
I
I did disclose a medical condition.
You wouldn't be the first person who has slept in the archives. But I will ask that I would ask that you don't sleep in the archives.
Okay.
I do have some meetings I need to attend to. I have asked Elena to be in charge of your formal training introduction to the roles. I'll be keeping in touch via email. Elena, you have my cell phone number. Please do not give it out to anyone else.
I would never.
And
she would.
I will be in touch for any future non-regular training that you might need.
Hey, Mayor.
Yeah. What's up?
I think Elena's like really interested in what the fuck is going on with the archivist.
Yeah.
Can I attempt to? I mean, I've had previous experiences.
Oh yeah.
Can I try to like glean anything from what's going on with her?
Yeah. What kind of gleaning are you trying to get like a vibe of? Regardless, it'll be like a discern motive check. Like,
sure.
Just this time, like what else?
She's like clearly going through something, but I kind of want to get a read out of all of the things she's talking about. What's the stuff that worries her the most? What's really grabbing her attention here?
Yeah, sure. Please roll me the first roll of the game. This is going to be a discern motive check. I'm going to say that this is a challenge 4. So do you have any skills that can help with lowering the challenge rating of this?
Intimidation, deception, performance. So I don't think so.
Yeah, so this is going to be a flat roll. You're going to want to roll at least a 12 on the die.
Okay.
Unless you want to spend effort.
Exactly.
Do you want to spend effort?
I do want to spend effort.
All right. At
so
your 1, you can spend 1 level.
So I'm going to spend 3 intellect, and because I have 1 edge, that's just 2 intellect.
Correct.
So I'm taking that out of my pool, and that eases it just to difficulty 3.
Correct. So you need at least a 9, about a 50-50 chance.
Cool. That's an 8, folks.
You just missed it. I will do this as a falling forward roll, so you'll get a little bit, but you won't get the full thing. Christine is, as you said, definitely bothered by something. From what you can tell, you don't think it's related to work. Like, the cause is not work.
Yeah.
But she's using work.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Oh, it does. Elena's very familiar. All right, cool.
Call me, text me if you need anything. Leave a message if it's important.
Gotcha.
And then she will leave. As she's like walking through the door, she like turns around and like takes a couple steps backwards. Also, if you could... Grass has already been fed. If he bothers you, it's a lie.
What?
Elena goes,
Grass?
I keep sort of very close attention to Grass.
And then she's gone. She's out. She's out the door.
Are you feeding actual grass?
I think she
like
lets...
the lawn?
I think she lets y'all just sort of like sit with that for a moment, and then she goes, it's the cat. We have an office cat.
There's a cat?
There is a cat.
Yeah, that makes
This
sense.
is the best job ever.
I'm tired.
That explains
And-
the weird scratches on my own desk. Cool.
Also, I would say, as the door closed, Theo tried to say, "Thank you for this opportunity." Right. Yeah. The door closed.
All right, my guys. I'm so glad you're here because we have been short-staffed, by which I mean it's just been me for a hot minute.
3 months-ish.
3 months-ish. 10 weeks. Shh. Don't question it. Have we
Why?
been give? No, please.
No, but I think as soon as you say "don't question it," Theo just can't help himself. He's like, "Wait, what happened? Why?"
Let me be real with you. All right, cards on the table. I have no fucking clue. A bunch of people got fired at the
Oh.
same time.
Oh, okay.
Seems
Yeah,
bad.
My dad does that all the time.
What's your dad do for a living?
He's a investment banker, so he's the worst person I know.
Yeah, he doesn't sort of work. That's cool.
But anyway, so our job is putting stuff away. How are we going to do that if we can't get into the storage?
Not quite.
Oh.
And out of character here, have we been given our first case yet?
Not yet, no. That's
Okay.
That's gonna be part of the today.
All right, so I think maybe Elena just starts giving a rundown of just like, so as a paranormal investigation agency, we mostly conduct interviews. Some proportion of them are going to be in Spanish. I'll be taking them down, translating them for us. But the rest of them are going to be in English, and they're not supposed to be my responsibility, but they will apparently end up being my responsibility some of the time. And we're going to be recording. We're going to be transcribing, and then we're going to be looking into it. Now, Swan, I think you might be best equipped to do some of that prep work before we start hitting the field.
Swan raises their head from the computer on the desk, which is like the furthest from the windows in the room, and they just like finally transcribed the Wi-Fi password into their computer by memory, just looking at the barcode and being like, oh, this is an A, this is a B, this is a C. I know these ones, and we're like, yeah, right. So sure, you just have to tell me which kind of like bibliography software do you use? Do you use like Zotero? Do you use like old school MySQL? Do you use MongoDB? I'm guessing that they look at the computers, but like, I'm guessing you just have a bunch of, and they look horrified saying this, a bunch of TXT files in a folder, right?
Yeah.
I am gonna say
Okay.
though, the computers are running like Windows 97.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ugh.
okay.
They're old. They're so
I was going to say
Alright.
Windows 96, which doesn't exist.
Windows 96.
even better. We'll do
Because
that
there's-
Windows
Universe.
96. Perfect.
Holy shit.
It was great.
Holy
So they're
shit.
not connected to the internet. You do have a web browser for some reason. I don't know how that works. Swan, if you do want to figure that out, that would be great.
Got it. On it.
As you're like talking and getting on the computer, Swan, you just feel like a small thud on your desk, and like this black and white like tuxedo cat with a white tip on its tail just like walks in front of your screen, stepping on the keyboard, ass in your face.
I'm sorry. Elena?
Yeah.
So, I believe I have there's like a pest on my desk.
This is Grass. She is your best friend now. She's chosen you, and that means you're allowed to pet her.
And she
What?
sits on the keyboard, and you just
But-
see www going through whatever program you have open.
Swan
to
sigs
be chosen.
and picks up the backup keyboard they have in their backpack and plugs it in USB on the computer. And like, all right, we can stay here, but like, don't do anything else.
Oh, that's good.
And they just pet sometimes. Grass. I just touch grass sometimes.
Touch
And-
grass.
Every
Amazing.
character needs to touch grass.
It's important. It's important for staying sane out here.
That was the most important thing to come out of session 0 was Younès suggesting a cat that's named Grass.
Yeah.
Truly iconic.
This is what we get instead of mental health benefits.
Yeah.
Emotional support animal.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's better than most places.
At least it's something.
But yeah, is there anything else, Elena, you want to tell everybody else on the first day?
All right, so our health insurance benefits, they are really good. They are a little bit tricky to use, though. So you can get, like, seriously good stuff done. Covers abortion, covers tubal ligation, double salpingectomy. But you can't get it done in a doctor's office. You have to get it done in an ambulatory surgical facility. What's the difference between an ambulatory surgical facility and a doctor's office, you might ask? Some words on a permit somewhere. So you do have to, like, look that up yourself before you start using your insurance, or you will have to pay $6,000 this year. But if you have any questions, I'm so used to doing this at this point. Now, my insurance situation is interesting because when yours kicked in, mine says that I have a new insurance that's the same ID as the old insurance, and they can't bill it anymore. So I have some phone calls that I have to make. Any questions before we get started with today?
I'm scared to ask questions in regards to insurance, so no, I think I'm good. I'm just gonna lay down now.
Ava, your
She just
character is
rolls
so
out.
upsetting.
She's just gonna roll out the sleeping bag and she's just gonna lay down there.
Hell yeah.
I feel a spell coming on. I'm just so confused.
So throughout the next couple weeks, you do have like a couple small short meetings. Like you have like weekly short meetings with Christine, and basically she wants you to help organize the archives. It has been not organized very well. So she wants people to organize by chronological submission date, and then by like month, and then inside that month by alphabetical by last name, and so on and so forth, because so far from what you can tell, it's a hot fucking mess. And other than that, except for you, Theo, you're asked to like move things, especially heavy boxes from like one area to the other. Swan, Christine's not super good high on, like, she knows how to use a computer, but nothing like highly technical. So if you have any suggestions, she's definitely open to them. But otherwise, she's been a very hands-off manager and is often like going out and doing things. There are people that come in and give statements if they want to. Not a lot of verbal ones, but you have all the paperwork you need to hand to these people for them to write everything down. And you're basically there to like observe, make sure they don't go wandering anywhere. They're just kind of left be. And then you take those, hand them off to Christine, and then she'll decide if we're going to do a full investigation. A lot of them are bullshit. Honestly. Random hauntings, drunken ramblings, stuff that doesn't warrant a full-on investigation. But I want to hear from what everyone else does and how you're taking this first couple weeks with kind of on your own.
I'm here for reference if you have any questions. Okay, so our insurance company, United Independence First Care, they did say that there's just sort of a new system and I have to fill out some additional forms. So that's going to be the main thing I'm doing today. It's kind of long. But if you have any questions, feel free to interrupt me. I'm more than happy to help you out here.
Oh, thanks, Elena. On my hand, guys, so I've done this kind of like seminar I told you about, the cybersecurity one. So I've kept it short, as you asked me, and like the main takeaways are, yeah, don't write your passwords on post-it notes just next to the computer, please. Like it's super easy for somebody to just look at the window and guess your password, and like the password has to be slightly more complex than just grass 1 2 3 4 5 if possible. Like at least put some special characters in it, right? Apart from that, yeah, I believe that Swan has been just like working on like having like an actual database that's like searchable by keywords, so people can type the name of somebody or like a keyword and like find some statement here and there. And like so the first weeks have been like, I'm guessing for Swan quite like focused on the task at hand, with this idea that if they do well enough, they'll be able to finally access the good stuff, the stuff that is like occult, right, at some point one day. And they just like, little by little, I think the others will maybe notice Swan being slightly less like how to say that, opaque and more open to the others, up to the point of like finally revealing some personal information like their age or what's their favorite type of coffee, or one day ask Helena if they can borrow their black lipstick to do their CV Dazzle makeup on their head.
Beautiful.
I will say, Swan, I'm assuming part of your responsibilities are either transcribing or scanning in statements that should be going on this electronic database. I would say like a good 90 to 93% of them go in fine. Those remaining percent, though, whenever you try to look back at them, whether you typed them in or whether you scanned them in, took a picture, whatever you tried to do to put these in the database, the file is unreadable. It is corrupted. You cannot read it. You cannot see anything. You cannot observe that statement.
I literally just texted you if that was the case here.
Yeah, totally. Sorry, yeah.
No.
You can totally ask that, absolutely. And like, if you've ever tried this, Elena, you would know that this is the case. Just some statements don't like being electronically saved. Also, part of a reason why not everything is on a database, because you gotta have it's all or nothing.
I think that she sort of like swivels her chair. She brought in like a fancy, this is her personal chair. It's got
ergonomic chair,
lumbar support and shit, and just like pushes herself over next to Swan and just goes, "Ever seen something like this before?" And just like a new type of error message has just been invented on my computer.
What? But it doesn't make sense. What?
Just goes like, I don't know what this. I don't know what this is. This happens sometimes. Is this sort of like the computer can't read it? Should I be using a different program?
I think Swan is going to maybe look at this a little bit more in depth. If that's fine, like looking at what's in this, like is this like coming from like maybe some error that Helena has been doing, or possibly more likely that no, everything seems fine and the error comes from somewhere else and it
Error
just doesn't make sense.
404.5.
You can roll if you want. What do you have, like a programming skill or something?
I do believe I have.
Like a tech skill?
Let me check that. I do have programming. I'm trained in programming, yeah.
Yeah, you can absolutely roll a programming roll. Where the fuck is my thing with all the things? I will say that this is a difficulty 3 task. So if you're trained, this will be a difficulty 2. Did you want to spend effort or anything, or do you want to just roll with the d20 and your skill?
I think I'm just going to roll on d20. So do I have to do more than 6 or more than 9?
6 or higher.
6 or higher. Excellent. Rolling. And that's a 7. Dang.
Yes. So you're able to do a little clickety-clackety investigation, either through your computer or through Elena's computer. She didn't do anything wrong. The program is working fine. It doesn't even look like the file is corrupted at all. It looks perfectly normal.
Okay, this is going to drive Swan nuts, I think.
Yes.
She turns to you and hands you the paper transcript and a tape recorder and cassette, and just goes, "This is all it is. I typed this out. It took a long time, which is fine. I'm fine with doing that. But then when I saved, it gave me that message."
And you know
Holy
when
shit.
this happens, you need to go to the last resort.
The Dewey Decimal System?
Recording.
We have to go analog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, old school then, I guess.
It's what's worked before. I was just wondering, since we hired like a tech person, I don't know, maybe you can figure this out at some point. It will probably, simplify things, but if not, it's no big deal. Get used to doing it.
Like, even if you try recording, like, on a microphone and USB, it doesn't work. It's all
this is going to
garbled.
drive Swan nuts, for sure.
It's garbled to shit. Theo or Jansel, what have your last couple weeks been looking like?
I think Jansel, for the first couple of days, spent her time wandering into areas that she was designated to be able to wander through, getting the vibe of the place, being on the lookout or hearing out for weird noises that seemed to scratch in the back of her mind, finding the best places to nap. But then when she has that all situated, I think she's going to spend her time, when it comes to these files, categorize them for Swan and Helena to enter them in, but she does it in her own system, so it's going to be based off of like history, like like dates, or what type of weird supernatural thing is happening, such as, is it haunting one person, is it haunting multiple people, is it haunting an area, is it just weird medical things happening to multiple people at the same time. Like, she does it in that with the smallest, teeniest, tiniest hint of a curiosity of if anything that she experienced is jumping out from these files for her.
Jansel, since you're
Yes.
you're you're focused.
Occultist.
You're an occultist. You're the only occultist. Also, unintentionally, everyone shows a different type. Hell yeah. But since you're the only occultist, which is kind of like this, basically the only one that's closest to the supernatural, do you want to roll me an occultism check to get vibes?
Sure, I'll
since
try.
you're looking around?
Hell yeah.
This
I'll
will be a
try.
little hard, but it'll be a challenge 5. But I think it'd be very interesting flavor if.
Okay.
So I think you have an occultism skill.
Yes, I do. I'm trained in it.
Did you want to spend effort from your intellect pool to decrease the difficulty by one more step?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so spending effort will take 3 points away from your intellect pool. If you have edge, it'll only be 2.
Okay.
So
All right.
you went from difficulty 5 to difficulty 3, and you just need to roll a 9 or higher.
14.
Yeah. So as you're walking around in all the places that you're allowed to walk, you're getting your vibe check on the Institute, and you didn't notice it during your interview, but there is definitely something capital W weird TM about this place. The biggest one, though, is you feel like you're constantly being watched. Period.
Hello. My name is Jansel. I don't think I should give you my last name, but I feel that you may be aware of it if you are the building or exist within the building or speak for the building. I hope that I do not become offensive to you and hope that we can have a good working relationship. I really need this job because I have troubles and I would like for them to be situated. And I think this very odd place is the only one that can help me with that. So, do you take offerings? What type of offerings? Is that weird to ask on the first date? Is this a date? I'm going now.
You do not get an answer at all.
Ava,
I feel
Ava,
like
phenomenal.
this is so good, dog.
I feel like now that you've mentioned it, though, there's probably some staff in the building who do have like a little shrine to like just try and keep the weird shit away from them.
Got it. Okay. I'll observe those shrines and to like see if there's any like similarities between them, or if it's just all very different because people are trying many different things.
Ava, if you'd listened to the podcast, this scene would have shook out different. I'm thankful that you're here.
Yeah. Theo?
Yeah, I think Theo is big on routines. So I think, over the couple weeks, he kind of starts kind of feeling out what kind of like trying to kind of feel out what folks need when. So his day starts to kind of look like, he shows up 20 to 30 minutes late for the day, but he's always bearing coffee. He's kind of he's learned he's learned kind of everyone's coffee order, and he kind of starts his day, I think, just kind of figuring out, just looking for the biggest box of stuff and just kind of trying to like find places for it. So like I think one of the things that he asks Elena in the first couple weeks is like, do you want me to like move some of this off your desk? Like,
And she just sort of like she's in the middle of filling out some forms, and her body is sort of question mark shaped, leaned over her desk, and she just sort of unravels and goes like, "Bro, I would love if you would help me tidy. I'm clean. I'm a clean person, but I'm not a tidy person. If you would, oh my God, dude." Yes.
awesome. Theo is all smiles. Whenever he gets to help, he's just stoked. So he's like, yes. So I think like he kind of finds his flow helping kind of like clear some of Elena's surroundings. He hits her with a nice latte in like, around like 2 p.m. when, the light starts to leave her eyes from being on the phone with the insurance folks. I think he kind of picks up a bit on Jansel's sleeping, and we'll maybe just do like a couple times a day, just kind of like walk through the archive and just do like a Jansel check. And then like wherever he finds her napping, he's got this kind of old but incredibly comfortable like blanket from his rowing club days that like he's just kind of like left. He usually just like will find wherever it was left and then just leave it on Jansel's shoulders, excuse me. And I think, the way he shows Swan appreciation is he does his best to stay out of their way. But will I think he's kind of developed enough of a relationship with Grass that he keeps Churu at his desk. So if he finds Grass sleeping on the keyboard, he will Churu and be like, hey, come on, buddy.
Oh yeah, no.
Let's not be on the keyboard.
Swan was just the first person that Grass chose, but Grass is great and loves all of you.
That was one of Theo's key missions, was making friends with honestly all of his cats. And just trying to look out for everybody, just kind of I think he works really hard at trying to pick up on those subtle things, and he does a lot more of that than he does, I think, actual archival work. I'm pretty sure he still thinks his job is just putting things away. The research assistant part of it, he is a little lost on him.
Yeah, because you know that skill-wise, this is not the job for you at all. And I think that's apparent to everyone else at some point as well. And you're just like, how did Theo get this job? But Theo, I feel like you are also the type of person who has also met a lot of the other departments, because this person's strong, they can help us. So front desk, the librarians,
yes.
Accounting, literally everybody except for maybe the people who work in artifact storage ask you to, yeah.
And I genuinely think that bothers him so much, for a couple of reasons. One, it's so weird for him that he can't just go meet someone, but then also too, again, kind of now that he's kind of internalized his job is I put things away, the fact that he can't get into storage to put things away is kind of eating at him. So he might try and connect with someone who knows someone, talks to the front desk for a little bit to figure out who actually, I feel like I need to put something away in artifact storage. Who do I talk to
you're talking to the his name is Mikyl. He works front desk.
Mike.
Mikyl. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, Mikyl. My bad.
It's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Understandable. No offense. No one goes into artifact storage. You can go talk to Layla. She's probably the one who will let you down the most gentle if you want to try. But don't take it personally. It's you don't want to go in there. I've heard people got eaten by tables.
Tables tables eating. That's pretty good.
I didn't think about it like that because we've lost more than a fair couple of people who work in that department, and I just...
The tables?
If you want scary stories about artifact storage, I'm sure Layla will tell you.
All right. Well, I'll definitely. Cool. Well, thanks, Mikyl. Super nice meeting you. Yeah, I'm gonna go maybe try and track down Layla.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to play that out. I think it's Theo kind of trying to connect with folks.
Yeah, you are able to meet with Layla. She's the assistant manager of artifact storage. She's the opposite of Elena. She's bubblegum pink and working in the most dangerous department. But she's pretty short, 4'11", and super peppy, very, very nice. And she's just oh, you can't go in there. I'm sorry. If you want to go into artifact storage, you need to fill out the correct paperwork. You probably also need to talk to Director Bouchard. You're super sweet and super nice, and I do appreciate you wanting to help.
Thanks.
But you need a lot of experience to go in there. It's not just, haha, this is where boxes are. There's actually dangerous stuff in there.
Yeah, no, boxes are totally serious. Yeah, you're right. All right, well then, yeah, that's cool. I think he'll kind of make a mental note of like, all right, I gotta fill out a form at some point.
Oh, he
And like
really
he'll just
wants to go in there, doesn't he?
he does, but I think it's one of those where like he's kind of like it will kind of fade as the weeks go on, and as he kind of gets stuck into his as he kind of gets into his routine, because I think starts to kind of build his own small artifact storage at his desk, as like, because so much of his job is just moving things from place to place. He just starts to accumulate just like small tchotchkes at his desk. His favorite is he's a small ceramic dog wearing a funny hat that just sits on his desk, and he calls him Mayor Barkins.
Mayor Barkins!
And that's not his password, I promise.
Is it?
You better.
Yeah.
Hey, this party doesn't deserve the.
No. At some that week that you're working, you all get a meeting request from Christine for a couple hours from now for a department meeting, and it's just titled Fieldwork Discussion. You are also on this email chain, Elena.
And then I think she hits reply all, but without Christine, and just types in all uppercase, "Here we fucking go!"
And as that time approaches, like maybe like within like the 5 minutes before the meeting time, so you would maybe mentally preparing yourself to go walk over to Christine's office. Swan, what kind of phone do you have?
Oh, probably one of those. Actually, maybe multiple phones. There's like an old Nokia, who's like very, very solid and resilient, and there's also like a very more like modern smartphone that has been like modded, so you can have like access to like a HD camera and microphone and stuff. So both ends of the spectrum of like I can either be a tech CEO or some worker working on a building construction thing. It's like this whole range.
So the Nokia, is that pre-texting?
Good question. That's not pretexting, but it still works like a radio. It still has like some radio stuff in it.
So you actually get a message to your Nokia.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Opening the message to the Nokia. Extremely paranoid.
So the number does say it actually looks familiar. It's your old cell phone number. And who was a friend from college?
A friend from college.
Who's someone from college that you were really good friends with? That Swan doesn't talk to anymore.
Let's call him Marco.
So you get a message from your old phone number. It's of a picture of what does... God, I'm terrible with names. Don't mind me.
Sure. I can remind you if you need.
Eugene. What does Eugene look like?
Eugene looked like a healthy swan. So swan, but like no black marks around the eyes. Much more well-fed, much more athletic. Hasn't spent literal weeks at the desktop. It's basically Swan's twin brother. Like if it was like a perfect twin. It's not a twin.
So the picture is of Eugene and Marco, and they are at basically a really fancy restaurant, and it's just a picture of the two of them just like, hey, smiling at the camera. Eugene is staring right at the camera, and the message is, having a great time with Marco, wish you were here, miss you. And that was our first supernatural occurrence donation. And you get this
Well,
message like 5 minutes before the meeting.
What the hell? Can I react to this or not really?
Can you what? You can do whatever you want to this. Go ahead. What do you
Okay.
want?
You said the number was familiar. Is there any way to check on Swan's contact lists if it matches like anybody they've met before?
Oh no, it is your old cell phone number.
Okay, Swan just like throws the Nokia in the room, like not screaming but almost like out of panic.
We've all been there. It's fine.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Where's Grass? I need Grass right now. Where's Grass?
Grass is on a really high shelf.
Grass, come here, buddy. I need you."
Yeah, I would say, I mean, Theo notices this,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, you all notice, if you're all like in the area or about to come into the area, you all witness this small breakdown.
Yeah, I think
I'm
Theo...
fine.
Hey, you okay?
Yeah, just like
Actually, take one stress from that.
Alright, let me note that. Yeah, just got like a message from like an ex or a friend, like somebody from the past. Anyway, field work. Yeah, I love field work. Let's go to do some field stuff.
Hey, Swan.
Yeah?
We're about to go into a really stressful meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want a back massage real quick?
Dane, I can't say no to this kind of stuff.
Just sort of immediately starts making her own little biscuits on your back while you're petting the cat.
Cool.
So Theo, you have to like go grab Grass because.
Come here. Good. Yeah. Hi, buddy.
Thanks.
I'm just gonna pretend this is my cat Louie, who loves being held and just like thrown around to everybody.
He's great. Theo also gives you a protein bar and is like, you're looking a little like, I don't mean this in a mean way, but like sallow. You might need a bite to eat.
Yeah, right. I feel like I'm like at like 20% battery right now or something. Like, thanks. And Swan
this
just
will
like
give you like another 10%.
Cool.
Elena
Swan
leans
just, like,
over to Theo and whispers, "Thanks for recharging our coworker."
That's recharging because it's like batteries. I get it.
Yeah, that's true.
What is this about a meeting? What's happening?
We are going to get a field work assignment, potentially.
Oh, I kind of liked office work, but okay, that's fine.
I think this will fit your vibe very well.
Okay.
And
the walls won't talk to me, so I guess this is fine.
I support you.
And as y'all, the witching hour of your meeting makes it, you head into Christine's office. It is very similar to the rest of the archives, filled with filing cabinets. She has her own desk, which is just cluttered to all hell with paperwork and post-its, so many post-it notes. That ADHD life, baby. And I don't know how many times you've all been in here. This isn't new to you, Elena, but over the last couple of weeks, Christine has been a very stony-faced, gruff, but very like professional individual, and her office is kind of a little does not fit the personality. She has like homemade like crocheted and quilted blankets, some nice art on the walls, couple pictures of some cats, and it doesn't seem to match her very much in her dour expression that she has often. And she doesn't have enough chairs for everybody there, but there is like one couch and like 2 chairs that people can use to sit down on. And she just motions for you all to come in and join her in the office.
I would like to take this moment to describe my outfit.
Yes.
In brief, because I can't go through all of it. She's wearing a black and white bandana of the Puerto Rican flag. And she's wearing a hoodie that says, "This is eggshell black," with a little moon on it that has had the bottom half of it cut off. She's in her big, stompy docks, and she's got very large black hoop earrings. Please continue.
Oh,
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. I feel like it's about time to get more into the meat of the job. Now that you've been here a couple weeks, and start with field assignments. Sorry it's taken so long to actually get to this point, but I wanted to get a couple paperwork situations out of the way and close up some of the previous assignments that your predecessors were working on. Yes, so I'm going to play you the statement, tell you what I know, and answer any questions before I let you do what you need to do. Sound like a plan?
let's do it.
Okay. For everybody in the audience, I have a pre-recorded statement for everybody. It's kind of long. I kind of went overboard, but I'm going to play a video statement for everybody. And it'll run through, and then when it hits the end of the video, we'll take a short break and then come back live. So say goodbye to the players, and I don't know, I think we'll probably be maybe back in on screen in 30 minutes, because it is pretty fucking long.
Y'all, it's really good though.
It's
really good.
good.
Mare fucking popped off with this one.
Thank you to all the people who did some voice acting, which includes MK and Liz, who is our statement giver, Aitor Larran. So, right, we'll be back in half an hour. Bye, folks.
This isn't going to take too long, is it?
That's up to you and how long you decide to take to describe your experience.
Okay, then.
Statement of Aitor Larran regarding their experience when scouting a location for their upcoming film. Taken direct from Subject, July 9th, 2024. Statement begins.
So, I don't know how much you know about filmmaking and the process that goes into it, but it's pretty complicated. A lot of moving pieces, location, talent scouting, writing, coordination of the set workers and the actors, makeup, pay negotiations, etc., etc. It's a lot, and I don't have an assistant yet, so I need to do a lot of the work on my own, especially since this is going to be my first big film. I've done a bit of work as a junior director here and there, but nothing that was truly all mine, you know? I've had the idea in my head for a while, this eerie comedy horror flick. Or would it be a horror comedy since it's more horror forward? Its definition doesn't matter, but I had the idea, and I was starting to get things started. The thing is, my idea entirely hinged on location. The set had to be perfect, or else I wouldn't be able to get my vision across. And that's where the problem lied. You live in the area. The Northeast is creep central. There's no shortage of haunted towns and houses and graveyards and everything else up here. Cursed Dudleytown in Connecticut, Danvers Hospital right here in Mass, literally all of Salem. And if you go west a bit to New York and Pennsylvania, you're hitting the northern bit of the Appalachians, which everybody knows is all sorts of messed up. What I'm trying to say with all this is the location I was imagining in my head already been used 1,000,000 times by everyone and their mom. Books, films, documentaries, you name it. If I decided to film at any of those locations, it wouldn't be new. It wouldn't put me on the map. So I was at an impasse, and it was really pissing me off. I had a long couple of weeks brainstorming, Googling, and scouting, and I just needed a bit of time to blow off some steam, relax, and not be consumed by thoughts of work for a couple of hours. So I decided to go to a local book bar downtown by the name of Literary Crafts. If you've never heard of it, it's basically a bar inside an old secondhand bookstore where a bunch of writers and art types hang out to get their creative juices flowing. Yes, I know, I just said I was trying not to think about my film, but this place has some really damn good homebrewed draft beer, and sitting down with a pint and a book off the shelves sounded pretty perfect. It's when I'm on my third pint of IPA and starting another reread of Infinite Jest that I realize someone's taken up a seat in the armchair across from me and has been watching me. I don't know how long he was being a creep, but when I snapped "what" at him, he gave me a bright smile and asked if I was Aitor. At that point, I was feeling the beer and could feel my mood starting to sour at the interruption, but I really didn't want to cause a scene at one of the few places that I actually enjoy going to, so I just nodded and closed my book. The young man introduced himself as Reginald Wheeler, but says just to call him Reg, with a bright smile. I don't know what it was about him, but he reminded me of Sawyer Schultz from college, and by that I mean Reg came off as a charismatic snake oil salesman. But he was looking for me. And if he was looking for me, that meant my name was spreading, and it might be worth my time to listen, or at least to hear him out. I could always file this conversation away and forget about it later if it was a waste. Reg goes on to say that the gossip mill is really going, and he heard from some colleagues of his that I was trying to find a location for my upcoming film. I was a little miffed that my colleagues were gossiping about me, but honestly, I guess it's my fault for complaining within earshot, so I wasn't going to chew this rando's ear off for following the natural order of prattling conversation in an industry that thrives on drama. The conversation goes on like this for a couple of minutes, Reg doing small talk and me indulging the scripted conversation of two strangers meeting in a bar. It's when he elaborates on who he works for that I'm jolted out of my hazy, beer-addled state and actually start listening. Apparently, Reg is the personal assistant of Casey Parrish and is here on his behalf as a representative. If you don't know who Casey Parrish is, I will forgive you this one time. Parrish isn't the type of man to go to parties and award shows and soak in the limelight of his accomplishments. His career has also been on pause for the last decade or so due to health reasons, but his films are all big cult classics. The Ghost on Park Hill, Blood and Moonlight, and Red Hell Gate are a few of them. Parrish's films hit that right blend of unsettling but intriguing that make you want to continue watching, even as you feel the fear crawling into your lungs. His use of visual atmosphere, supplemented with the subtle soundtrack and lighting shifts, really make the viewer feel like something bad is going to happen without being able to pinpoint exactly why they feel that way. Anyway, this random man who ambushed me at my local haunt apparently works for the Casey freaking Parrish. And I don't know if I actually believe it, and the doubt must have been on my face because Reg just shoots me a dazzling smile and slips a card out of one of those business card holders and slides it across the table between our chairs to me. He says he'll give me some time to consider the offer, which I don't actually remember him saying what it was exactly. but he continues that I'm more than welcome to contact him after I've had a chance to scout out some of the locations from Parrish's personal set list that are on the back of the card. So, as Reg is gearing up to leave and he's wishing me a nice evening, my hands are on that business card, and sure enough, it has Reg's name, number, assistant information, and a list of handwritten haunted locales that apparently Parrish has scouted and approved, but hasn't personally used yet. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm suspicious. Very suspicious. The timing of this lines up too well with my frustrating week and lack of results. The first thing that popped into my head was that someone's pulling a fast one on me, but that doesn't really make any sense. I've never talked to anyone about Casey Parrish. It would have been more beneficial to use Del Toro or Juan to catch my attention, but Parrish was too specific for me directly. Instead of trying to parse out this very weird evening, I decided to leave it until the morning when I was clear-headed, rested, and sober. So I finished my beer, put Infinite Jest back on the shelf, and went home. All things told, except for that one annoyance, the night was fine. Best part is, I didn't wake up with a hangover. So as soon as I was up and had my latte in hand, I took a look at the business card and the list on the back. It was short. There were only 3 locations listed: Warbler's Walk, Sailor's Sanguine, and the Calling Cave. There weren't any indications to where each was located. No address, no town, not even a damn coordinate. But thankfully, we live in the age of technology, and Google did not screw me over, so I was able to get a general vibe of what each location was like. Warbler's Walk is located a bit south, near the Connecticut border. Apparently some kind of hiking area with a history of missing persons, but not enough for it to be considered haunted by the general populace yet. Creepy, but definitely not what I'm looking for. Sailor Sanguine is out by the Cape, and the biggest point of interest is that there's an old story about a sailor and their love and blah blah blah. Boring, and also not what I'm looking for. But the Calling Cave, that had potential. It apparently was called the Calling Cave due to how the wind moved through the caverns, making it sound like it was whistling for you. I wanted my film to focus on the external isolation of an individual and how it impacted its internal thoughts and perceptions. And if the wind was as unsettling as the accounts made it seem, it would be a perfect psychological stressor to the story I wanted to tell. I finally felt like I was getting somewhere with my film, so I immediately began to pack a hiking bag. Plenty of flashlights, some snacks, a couple of water bottles, and once I had my portable phone charger, it was time to begin the long drive to Rowe, Massachusetts. The drive was looking to be about 2.5 hours, so plenty of time to catch up on some podcasts or start a new audiobook. I had tried to start listening to Camp Damascus because my younger sister, Naya, said I just had to, but I couldn't really get into it. It's a little too close to young adult for my taste, and my attention kept drifting to the sky and the weather. It was summer, so I was hoping that a good storm would roll through and create the perfect dramatic atmosphere. Silhouettes appearing in the distance as lightning flashes, but gone the next. Rain hammering around so you couldn't hear if you were being chased. Beautifully gray and dreary. But apparently, the universe hates me, and it was gray and muggy, and I could only pray that the crappy weather didn't color my impression of the location. The Calling Cave is located in Davis, Massachusetts, and it's part of an old abandoned mine system that was active during the Second Industrial Revolution. There was apparently a collapse at some point due to, surprise, surprise, poor mining practices. Great to see that corporations cut corners in every decade, right? Anyway, other than the suboptimal weather, the drive went quicker than I thought it would, and I made it to the property line of the old Davis pyrite mines without issue. It took a bit of extra work in the form of a long hike to actually get to the calling cave, which I'm not going to go into detail about, but let's just say that I did not have an invitation to visit. So let's keep the information that I was there between us, all right? My biggest concern was that I wouldn't be able to find the entrance to the cave or would accidentally wander into one of the mining shafts. When I was searching online, a couple of spelunkers who apparently ran a dive in the area said that the calling cave was past the small mining town, about a mile into the woods. All I had to do was hug the hills to my right after leaving the town ruins, and I would eventually come across the entrance in the hillside. The forest was quiet, except for the sound of the wind rustling through the canopy as I impatiently hiked to my destination. The ground was moist and muddy, and more than once I almost tripped as my feet were suctioned to the forest floor. I didn't like hiking, but there wasn't anyone I could trust to do this correctly, so I had no choice but to do it on my own. The suffering we do for our passions. After what felt like forever, I finally saw it, nestled between bushes and vines, an opening in the earth. Sharp rocks ringed the outside, pointing inward, reminiscent of teeth, and a shiver went up my spine as I took my first step across the threshold to be devoured by the mountain. When I was reading the spelunker's account of the calling cave, they said it was a simple tunnel without deviating paths, so it was impossible to get lost. How big it wasn't a concern to me. Clever camera shots could make it look larger. What was important was how it made me, and the audience, feel. And the farther I went in, the irritation of the weather and the hike melted away. It was perfect. And then the wind came. I don't know exactly when it started, but one moment all I could hear was quiet drops of condensation and rocks crunching as I walked, and the next, the air was filled with this eerie whistling, and all other sounds were just swallowed. I felt unsettled, but not concerned. This is the exact reason why I decided to visit this location, and I was fortunate to arrive at a time that the calling cave was showing its best face for the camera. I continued on until, unexpectedly, the path revealed a fork in the system. I frowned. There weren't supposed to be any branches. As I shined my light down each tunnel, both curved off in another direction, so I couldn't get a sense of what was down them or where they were headed. I didn't want to leave, not when I was just getting started and the atmosphere just turned perfect. So I reached down, grabbed a rock, and made a mark in the wall on the right-hand tunnel before continuing on. At this point, the whistling seemed to get louder as I crept deeper into the earth. It filled my mind, coaxing up a feeling of déjà vu, even though I had no relevant memories that matched the location. The tunnel curved and turned, seeming to double back on itself and cross paths with where I was before, but never creating an intersection. The illumination from my flashlight was shaking slightly as I took a deep breath, trying to rationalize myself into calmness. Everything was fine. I wasn't lost. I only took one turn. If I wanted to leave, all I had to do was turn around and go back the way I came. And then I hit another fork. I frowned, confused as I pushed away the increasing sense of déjà vu. This was fine. I would just mark my path again like I did before and go right. If I stayed consistent, there was no way I could get lost. If I marked clearly where I was going, I could easily double back. I made a dash with my rock against the stone wall, preparing myself to take the right path again, and paused, the sense of déjà vu gripping me stronger than before as I looked at the dozens of dash marks next to the one I just made. That wasn't right. That couldn't be right. I looked at the stone in my hand, and its tip was filed down and dusty from consistent use being dashed against the rock. No, No, this... Did I already come this way? Did I have this rock in my hand the whole time? I thought I put it down at the first fork. I could have sworn I did. Perhaps I should check the script to confirm that's what I was supposed to do? At that, I froze, finally starting to feel fear entwine with the burdening familiarity. I slipped the rock, my rock, into my pocket and let my bag drop to the ground, where it made a quieter thud than I thought it would. Pinching the flashlight between my cheek and shoulder, I angled the beam to peer into my backpack, hand reaching in to grab what I was looking for. The script. My script. Nestled among empty snack bar wrappers and slightly damp from a leaking, mostly empty bottle of water. I run my tongue over my dry, cracked lips as I grab the script and hold it in my hands for a moment, staring lovingly at my debut masterpiece entitled Eternal Debut by Aitor Larran. I flipped open the tightly bound pages, skipping the scenes where I met Reg and began the drive to Row, filler exposition, and I stopped as I found the calling cave scenes. I mouth the words as I read, going over my lines and taking note of how I should be reacting in each shot, especially when I begin to notice the whistling of the wind and finally acknowledge my growing unease. I finally find the lines I'm looking for and nod to myself. The line beneath my finger clearly says, Aitor takes the rock in their hand and makes a mark on the right wall, and then continues down the right path. I don't know how long I followed the script. My phone was long dead, as well as my battery packs. All I know is that I had to keep going, had to keep rehearsing my scenes until they were just right, until they were perfect, until the audience could feel the fear, the anxiety, and the building panic that I was experiencing from my isolation. It was when I was about to make another notch on the wall that the whistling wind ceased, and the rock clattered to the ground as it fell from my hand. I don't know what possessed me to turn around and leave the cave, but I did. And when I emerged into open air, I could barely see from the brightness of the sun, and I slowly retraced my steps through the woods and the mining town until I reached my car, which was covered in leaves and bird shit. I drove home in a daze, fully intending to call Reg as soon as my phone had a charge, but I couldn't find his business card. I was tired and exhausted and dehydrated and starving, and now I couldn't find his fucking card with his number to ask him what the hell was going on, and I eventually gave up trying to find it and came here instead to make a statement. Your institute has a reputation for being weird and investigating creepy stuff that happens to people, so here I am.
That's true, Mikyl Larran. The institute will do its very best to look into what happened to you. Is there anything else you'd like to add to the record?
Nothing except that if you find Reg, I need you to call me immediately. Understood?
Mikyl Larran, I promise that we'll do what we can, but we can't make any guarantees. Now, if there's nothing else I can do for you...
Hey, boss, got those boxes moved. Do you or your guest want anything from Dunks? I was gonna make a run.
No, Theo, thank you. But next time, please knock before barging into my office, especially while I'm in a meeting.
Right. Knock. Sorry. I will definitely remember that next time. I'll be back in a few. And hey, nice to meet you.
I thank you for your help, but I must be going. I need to get back on script.
End recording, I guess. Supplementals. After concluding their statement, Magnus Archives left despite the insistence of staff to seek medical attention for dehydration and malnourishment. They left in a daze, muttering about their script, which they left behind for the Institute's records. The script looks unremarkable. A stack of paper held together with 3 brass fasteners on the left side. The paper is worn and torn from use and exposure to the elements, but is still in readable condition. The front cover is stained with dirt and dust, but the title Eternal Debut and Larran's name is still visible. At first glance, the script seems to be filled with lorem ipsum and other placeholder text. But upon closer examination, the phrase, "Stay on script," in all capped letters, repeats on the pages from about midway onwards. These pages in particular seem to have seen the most use. I have yet to do any investigation on this statement, and will be handing it off to my assistants for their first fieldwork assignment. End recording. Hey everybody, we are back from break. I hope you all loved that statement. It was very creepy, and thank you to Eva, MK, and Liz for doing recordings and stuff for me. I appreciate you and love you. Before we go back to our players, I just want to remind everybody that we are raising money for Doctors Without Borders, and if you want to help or hinder our lovely archival assistants with donations for a good cause, that is the Tiltify link right there. It is also pinned in chat.
Punish Theo for whistling in the workplace.
God, I feel like whistling in the Magnus Institute is just behind whistling in the woods, especially in Appalachia. Don't
just
do
by
it.
Like a narrow margin.
Yeah,
Don't fucking do it, folks. Also, that place does exist, the Davis Pyrite Mine. So, but don't go there. It's on private land. Don't fucking do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. That's
That's
trespassing. The Colony
Hey,
Cave,
white
though,
people that I know who likes to do haunted shit, don't do that.
Don't do it.
Don't do that.
Also, if you're gonna go spelunking, go with a buddy and
Yeah.
tell people where you are and tell
Yes.
them to come fucking get you if they haven't heard from you in 8 hours.
a lot of things can be like fixed by not being a ridiculous white person. Be smart. Be safe. Don't trespass. But anyway, Christine stops the tape and just kind of like leans back in her chair and just like watches y'all for a second, like trying to gauge your reactions of this statement that she just played for you. Like, what is everyone's like initial reactions? And like, Elena, you probably haven't experienced this yet.
I think Elena's like amused. Like Elena's like not taking this seriously at all.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just like hands, chin on hands, and just like big smile, just being like, it's got all the hallmarks of a good creepy story, you know? And I like in particular the part where Aitor was drawn in to this, right? They wanted to get something out of it. It wasn't just some bad stuff happened to them. They got a little bit too greedy. I love that shit. That really does it for me.
Theo, you probably also remember this day.
Yeah, I think Theo's feeling a little bit sheepish because I think the last thing, the last few things he hears is, his intrusion. And, but I think he kind of picks up on, I think he kind of picks up on that last bit about, Magnus Archives not wanting any kind of like treatment for dehydration. And I think he just kind of asks, did Theo see, this is a question, did Theo see Aitor leave?
Probably, yeah. they were like almost right behind you. So they probably like went past you as like right after you left.
So would Theo remember seeing them either leave or interact with anyone on their way out?
Yeah, I would definitely say, like, unless you went to like rush to go somewhere else and like do another task, you probably would have seen them right away. They left Christine's office at like a very swift pace, like kind of bumping into like whoever was in the way, and a couple people, like especially Christine, she came like out of her office like following them, trying to like, hey, you should probably go to the hospital. We just heard from the statement. Theo, the last thing I remember was before the tech goblins got us, was that you were asking about Aitor leaving the Institute and stuff.
Yeah, just curious if anyone who might have seen them on their way out, because I think Theo might do a little bit of like, I think Theo's making a mental note to ask like Mikyl or someone like, hey, did you see this person on their way out?
Yeah, you saw them. Christine saw them. Basically, Mikyl probably would have seen them, but the people who interacted was probably you if you stopped them that day, Christine, and maybe a couple others.
Okay. I think that's really his main thing, is kind of trying to understand like where that person went.
Yeah. But what does everyone else think of this statement so far? Now that Christine has like stopped the button and is just kind of like looking at all you.
I think for Jansel, I think she was just trying to get a read of, is there an energy like surrounding this recording, or like trying to think what type of phenomenon would be happening at this moment, like just trying to get a feel as to what is the vibe.
Yeah, if you want to roll another occultism check.
Yes.
I'm gonna say this is probably another, what did I give it last time, a 5? Or was it Yeah, it's probably gonna be the same thing. Did you want to use effort?
Yeah.
All right, so you want to get a 9 or higher for challenge 3.
11.
Yes. So when this statement was playing, just like that time a couple weeks ago when you first started, you feel multiple eyes on you, listening and watching as this is playing. And it is definitely not just the way Elena was looking at this. It's just like some dude getting some of their feelings out. Like, there's no way to know if this is an actual supernatural statement until you've done some digging into it. But it's definitely not normal. Doesn't seem to feel like someone did some bad shrooms. There's something different about it. Absolutely.
The walls are curious. The eyes are watching. Curious.
Elena, you're
always.
Sorry, when's
Are
my
they
character's
always so
name?
curious when this happens?
Jansel, I love what you're doing here. I'm really into it. I really think you fit in. What are you asking?
I think the eyes belong to the building themselves, and they seem very curious as to what was being said.
What do I need to roll to check if the building has any eyes?
Occultism.
Fuck.
The hills
All right.
have eyes, and so does the building.
I'm not gonna put any effort into this one. So what am I doing?
You need a 15. Challenge 5.
All right. That's 16.
Yeah.
That's 16. Yeah.
It's when Jansel like says something, you kind of clock like, oh yeah, it's really weird. I do feel like I'm being watched a lot when I'm at work. But that doesn't make sense.
Bad vibes in this place.
Yeah.
This is also where we go to work, so there's
Bad
going to be
vibes.
bad vibes.
All
but
the time.
Yeah, there's bad vibes in here, huh? And I turned to Christine, just try to clock like what's she doing? What's she paying attention to?
She's actually kind of got a very like good poker face on right now, and she's just like watching you, getting a vibe on all of you, seeing how you're taking this.
Okay.
Swan
hears Jansel speaking about eyes watching, and they don't like it. They don't like it at all. Especially after receiving a text message from their doppelganger. So right now they're going to do what they always do when they fear like the anxiety ramping up, which is to rationalize everything and to take a step back to view at the world like a third person point of view and to step outside of their own bodies and their own emotion. So they're going to focus on all the information they have, looking at this as like kind of like investigator or like a detective perspective, like just filing all the information on a notebook. And this is what they did during the statement, just noting the important names, important locations, important dates, important items. So they have like this kind of like mind map on a notebook, and they're just looking at it, and they're like, all right, this is the information we do have about this, but what is missing? And here I would like to use one of Swan's ability. I would like to use the missing detail special ability.
Okay. Read it out to me. What does it do?
Of course. This ability says, you listen to the words of an NPC, read a transcript of something that was said, or read an account written by someone, such as a statement, and you immediately note something that wasn't said. This can be something implied by what was said or written, or something obviously left out. The GM provides this brief fact to you. The words written or spoken must be substantial, like someone giving an eyewitness account, telling a story, or, as previously mentioned, giving a statement. Enabler.
Okay. So spend the amount of points it does to activate that ability.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And I will say that what you get from this is it was kind of so basically it's like partial reading between the lines, but definitely a little bit more definite, right? That's the way I'm understanding it. So it wasn't entirely stated, but piecing back and thinking about what Aitor was talking about and what they said, they did not go in with a script. They did not write their script yet. When they're talking about it, they're talking about their vision and like what they want to do. They're still looking for that perfect spot to film. And based off of that versus the beginning of the statement, at the end of the statement, there was no statement written when Aitor went to go look into no script written when Aitor went to go look at this location. And at some point, whether they just lost the time or something, they ended up with a script.
That's very interesting. Swan will circle in red the script on their mind map and will turn to Christine and ask, at the end of a transcript, you describe the script, so you have it with you, right? Like you did Aitor forgot the script here? How did you get it?
Aitor brought it with them. And at that, she just takes a pile of like paper to the side of her desk that's kind of like hidden behind her computer monitor and amongst like everything else that's on her desk, and she'll pick it up and like flip through it, like just flip the pages, like fan them out, and then stand up and like lean over her desk and hold it out to you. They left the script here. I don't know if they forgot it or intentionally left it. I know I said in the supplementals that they left it here for the records, but they did not come back for it. So I at least held on to it for the file. and she'll hold it out to you if you want to look at it.
Yeah. I'll take it or pass it to anybody in the group who wants to take a look at it.
Immediately leafing through that shit.
Yeah, it's exactly as she said at the end of the statement. It's definitely weather worn. The paper has definitely absorbed some moisture from just being in a damp environment. There is dirt, there is some torn pages, but it's readable, and it says Eternal Debut by Aitor Larran on the front. The first half is gibberish of lorem ipsum, and then the rest of the pages all the way to the end, it just says stay on script in all caps continuously. And at the end, it doesn't even look like it says end or fin or the film ends. It just seems like they just stopped adding pages of stay on script.
We got like a printer in this cave or what? Like, how's this work?
How it works is the four of you are going to look into the clues and see if there is any basis to this statement or if it's going to be garbage and just going in all of where all the rest of them are. Are you up for this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably be gonna get out of here a little bit. Stretch our legs.
Theo,
Want to know
Jansel?
why? I want to know why the walls are curious.
I do not know what you're talking about.
Are you sure?
Do you want to roll a discerning motive check?
Sure.
Yeah. Let me see what the challenge
Eva, it's so good that you haven't listened to the podcast.
I'll say this is a challenge 3
Okay.
task. So if you have discerning motives or anything like that, you can apply it.
No. That is a 15.
Yeah, so Christine she doesn't seem to know what you're talking about when you're asking why the, walls are listening. But she doesn't not know something. Like, she has it seems like has an inkling, but she doesn't know what it is. So she's just kind of like listening to your thing and just saying, I don't have an answer for this, so I'm just going to say I don't know.
Okay. Can I have a nap first?
This investigation is on your own time.
Okay.
So I don't expect you to do this in 24 hours, so you will have time to nap.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get you a nap, and then we can go outside, go on a walk. It'll be good. We can stretch our legs.
Do we have, like, cave gear? I asked to the boss directly.
To my knowledge, no. But do you want me to put in a request to Amelia and see if we can get something ordered?
I can just save the receipts and she can reimburse me, but she has to do it, not like last time.
What did you buy last time that she didn't reimburse you for?
It was just lunch.
She's really picky on the lunch.
It's a food truck. It's not like it was a splurge.
I know, but it's... I've tried this before, and it's unless you're meeting with clients and buying clients, you're only responsible for your own lunch. Whatever. I will make sure she reimburses for any gear on this, because whenever I try and find your predecessor's equipment, like flashlights and stuff, I can't seem to fucking find it, or it's broken. The last 5 flashlights I found from them, batteries dead.
What happened to him?
I don't know. I got several resignations on my desk a couple months ago, and
Oh. Okay, so they're alive, right? Like, are You just decided not to come back.
I'm assuming they're alive, but I haven't contacted them.
Okay.
I'm of the type of person who, if it's not a good fit, it's not a good fit. I'm not going to keep you in a work environment that is going to, that you don't like or enjoy being here.
And I think that's what makes you a really good boss.
Thanks,
I lean
Theo.
over to Theo and I whisper as quietly as I can, if like 4 to 5 people resigned at the same time, she's probably not a good boss, just for future reference.
Elena, I will say that HR did not get any copies of the resignations.
Yeah, what else is new?
Can I ask Christine, so what are like the length of like this investigation? Like, do you expect us to go on site at this cave and like see what's happening there, or do you just want us to give you like a report on like who's Aitor, what's their online activities, who are their friends, stuff like that? Like, what's
Some basic questions I would like to know are, where's Aitor? Are they okay? Are you able to contact them for a follow-up statement? If you are unable to, go on from there to look at the validity of what happened. Whether that is trying to find Reg, going to the cave itself, seeing if there's anything weird about it. By the way, Elena, I will also make sure that Amelia will reimburse for gas.
And hiking gear.
If you do not have hiking gear yourself, yes.
Yeah.
I know
you
you
need
don't
enough to like have hiking gear.
I know you
lying
don't.
around.
I know you probably don't have hiking gear, but I'm not going to make that
I do.
assumption. See?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Try to find any validity behind the statement. On if
All right.
this calling cave did seem to put Aitor Larran into a near-death experience. Because they did not look good when they got here. Theo can vouch for me for that.
Yeah, they looked worse when they left.
Okay. Do you want us to also maybe figure out what's the script coming from? Because Aitor didn't mention the script in the first part of the video of the transcript, sorry, and then they did. So I'm guessing you'd like to know where it's coming from too.
Absolutely.
Also, if you can like, if we can find like if we can type in this actual lorem ipsum, see if it's a variation or if it just crashes the computer, goes up in flames.
I hope it
Can do
doesn't
that
go
for
up
sure.
in flames. No flames in the archives, please. You should
Not
all
like last time.
listen. The Bogo twins know it is in the rules of the Institute and Archives that there is no open flames or smoking on site.
And they knew that, and they did not act accordingly. Let's say this is the first time that the Bogo twins have been mentioned out loud in front of the
Other folks, yes.
in front of my coworkers, and I just like turn to the rest of the crew. And I'm like, they were insufferable.
Are they named Bogo? Both of them?
It's a nickname
Oh,
that they both had. It's
They
all
had the
fun
same-
and games until I'm filling out their fucking paperwork and I don't know what their names are.
Is it because they're buy one get one?
Yeah.
Oh, well done. Well spotted, Jansel.
Yeah.
You're smart.
Yes.
It was
Okay.
Beauregard and how do I spell?
How do
do I
you say
pronounce
the
that
second
name?
name?
Yeah,
Younès?
Baudouin.
Baudouin.
Baudouin. Very good.
Alright.
Mm.
That makes sense. The Bogo twins. All right, so Beauregard and Baudouin Goldstein.
They were two previous assistants.
And they maybe died.
We don't know
They
that.
did not die.
Well,
check if they died later. We'll check if they died later.
I'll check if they died later, yeah. I'll check.
Okay.
All right, so we didn't get this, like, we don't have this card that they were given with these locations and the contact information of this, like, talent scout.
We do not have that information.
But we have the names of the places.
Yes. If you need to listen back to the statement, she will push the recorder over to y'all. It's right here. She also takes a thin manila folder and puts it on top of the recorder. This is the contact information that they filled out when they came. And then she'll motion, nod her head over at you, Swan. That is the script.
I think we're ready to get started.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
If you
They
need,
didn't provide any of the location of the cave, right? We would still have to find the cave.
they did not give exact coordinates, but at least based off the thought, at least what they were talking about in the statement, that you might be able to Google it.
Okay.
Yeah. Just a little game of GeoGuessr. I'll find it.
I was just like,
I'm bad at GeoGuessr.
I take out my phone and I
I've never
start
played
looking
GeoGuessr.
up whistling cave that spawns film scripts. Just, like going through locations, be like, I don't know if any of these are going to be the one.
No. It's all just AI gibberish. It's all bullshit.
No.
Boo.
Darkest timeline.
You have to do minus AI in Google so it doesn't give you the AI TLDR.
All right.
Okay.
Well, what
Right.
do we do first?
If you need any assistance, backup assistance, please let me know. But I will be holding down the fort here. I will leave
Right.
you to your individual talents.
Alrighty, team.
Let's do it.
Let's get moving.
Mm-hmm.
All
Let's
right.
get some coffee and let's go.
Caffeine!
As soon as we're out of earshot of Christine, Elena's just going to be like, this is bullshit. This is just a hiking trip. Let's try to have as much fun with it as possible.
I love the sound of that.
So you didn't want to look into what happened to Aitor?
Oh, yeah, we should probably check out on Aitor, but like, they're either trolling us or they're like having a bad acid trip or some shit.
Well,
What do you think, Jansel?
I mean, it doesn't give the vibes of like a full possession, or at least not something similar to what I've experienced. But it seems like there is some type of... It makes me think of that story of like taking a gift from the devil, that whole thing. You're granted a thing that you always wanted, but there's consequences. I don't know if that really applies, but it kind of gives me that going batshit because you looked into something, even though it gave you something, even though it doesn't make sense. I don't know.
Sounds like we have a lot to look forward to here.
Yeah.
When Jansel
Yes.
says accepting the gift from the devil, I think Theo has a thought in the back of his mind. Would he happen to know or have heard of Casey Parrish? Someone with like potentially that like maybe his family might know.
Roll me... maybe not a history. Yeah, I don't know what a good skill for this would be, but it would definitely be like an intelligence or like remembering check. but I'll give you a asset on this because your family is well connected, and I'm sure you've been to a bunch of like important meetings you really didn't want to go to.
Undoubtedly.
So,
All right.
yeah, I'll say this is a it would be a 4, but it would bring it down to a 3. Did you want to use any effort?
Theo has precious little intellect pool, so
Sweet baby.
We'll see where it goes. Actually, you know what? No, let's take away from his intellect pool. Let's do it. So yeah, let's do it. So Ted takes it down to a 2.
Yes, it'll bring it down to a 2.
All right, let's see how this goes.
So you need at least a 6.
15.
Yeah. So, Casey Parrish, do you have any siblings? Or are you an only child?
Theo's an only child.
Okay. Then I maybe like. Does your dad or your mom have any siblings? Do you have an uncle of some sort?
Yeah, I would say definitely on both sides. Like, I think my dad certainly has 2 brothers. My mom would have one younger sister. And I think especially my mom's side, they're very like art world.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah. So your mom's brother, definitely a little quirky, is really big into film and media, and he enjoys a lot of the cult classics. So this is including but not limited to, you know, like Rocky Horror Picture Show, a bunch of other movies. Rocky Horror is the only one I know off the top of my head. I know there are more, but this also includes Casey Parrish, who, as Aitor said, he has a really unique way of playing with atmosphere and subtle changes in the environment to really freak people out. And your uncle probably complained several times, at least when you were younger, how Casey has not really published anything new, produced anything new due to apparently health concerns.
Okay. All right. I think, yeah, Theo's going to kind of like, as we're walking out, just kind of share that kind of with everyone. I think my uncle knows this guy.
Definitely saw an original showing of one of the later films.
Yeah. And seems like he hasn't made anything new in a while. I thinking...
Definitely exists. It's not just a made-up name.
This is a real person. I think we could potentially get a line with them if we wanted to look that up as well.
Wow, that's good intel. You have good contacts.
Good is not the word I would use, but they are contacts.
This uncle's probably the nicest and coolest uncle out of all your family.
You know, we can always like work backwards from the famous filmmaker.
I think it makes sense to go after the people and like just check who they are, everyone who are in contact with Aitor. Because I don't know about you, but like it feels like Aitor might be like an unreliable narrator, right? Like it sounds like they have like forgotten some details that are important, or they sounded like just out of their mind a little bit near the end.
They forgot how many rocks they have in their pocket. I mean, how can we trust this person?
Well, I'm sure they were like super busy and stuff, but like yeah, like we don't know what's happening here, and I'm wondering if there's one person that they mentioned in the transcript, which is their little sister, Naya. So what I'm going to do is probably going to Facebook very quickly Naya Larran, see if it matches any name in the Boston area, try to get a line with this person and be like, hey, we heard about Aitor recently, I think it's your older sibling, and yeah, I'll improvise once I find her, but like I will look for her, I think.
Yeah, it is so ridiculously easy to find people online.
Yeah.
but roll me a quick check for computer stuff. Don't you have like an asset on internet stuff?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So this would only be like a challenge 1 after your asset kicks in.
Yeah, okay, cool. So that's a 6, so I'm guessing he's still working, right?
You are able to pick a Facebook of Naya. There also she's also on Instagram. Does a lot of, I'm also going to say similar to Pablo, a lot of poetry and like a lot of literary pursuits. She's on Insta. Those seem to be the big ones. Instagram and Facebook exists. Doesn't seem to be used. I think it looks like the last picture that was posted was of when she graduated high school, and there's like a family photo of her and Aitor.
Ooh, I'm gonna save that, and I'm going to send a DM with one of my fake accounts that I used to spy on myself, and basically tell her, hey, we met Aitor recently, and we would like to ask them some questions about their work, but we can't get in touch. Do you have like their contact information? Something like that.
The message goes through, but you don't hear back right away, so you're gonna have to wait.
Yeah. It's just for later. Just like throwing a fishing line and waiting later for later.
I go to Walmart and I buy the second cheapest set of hiking equipment. And I hoard the receipts. I scan them. I photocopy them. I fax them.
I'm sorry. This is just for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You get the second cheapest hiking equipment for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Being the practical planning, I love it.
Listen, I consistently hover at second cheapest thing that they sell at the store.
And if you can get a deal, even better.
If you can get a deal, you can get it up to third cheapest.
Let's go. Jansel and Theo, is there any prep that you're doing?
I should probably also get equipment for this, because Jansel does not hike.
Save your receipts.
Yeah,
She'll
do that.
I think before Elena goes out shopping, she'll offer to like buy things for people.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
And just sort of immediately a spreadsheet is sent out, just like
Need your shoe size.
Thank you.
Backpack, walking sticks, bottles of water. I forget what it's called. Headlamp.
Mm. I think. Oh no, you go first.
Oh no, I was just gonna. If Elena's willing, I think Theo would definitely tag along on the shopping trip for sure.
Oh yeah.
And try to like point towards slightly more expensive things. Like I think this might be a little bit like
You can buy that with your money.
Oh, okay. He picks like up a couple things and he does kind of squirrel them away to buy them with his money. But then also I think he has plenty of like hiking equipment and things like that too, that he just like as an outdoor boy would also just like start bringing things from like where he lives, just being like, I found this. I think this is actually, I have this old outdoor grill. I'm pretty sure it's useful. I'm gonna like just start kind of like building a small cache like in the corner
of shit you brought from home to bring with you.
Just like various outdoor helpful things.
She starts picking his brain and is just like, how'd you even find a campfire toaster? Like, where do you even go for this? And why do you get it?
Yeah, no, there was a rowing club had this cookout, and it was Coxswain's job to bring the to give everyone things to bring. I was given this. We were basically trying to I think the vibe was kind of trying to go for, and then for this we wanted to be outdoors but also have a whole kitchen, and so it was my job to help get some of the things for that. Yeah. Is it not good? We don't have to use it.
No, it's great. I'm just used to normally just kind of burning everything on a shitty campfire stove. So I'm loving what you're bringing to the table here.
We can burn things too if you want.
I don't.
Not in the archive. I remembered that.
Hey, it's so good that you remembered that, because the Bogo twins did not. And they don't work here anymore.
And they're dead.
Nice.
I'm sorry.
If they're going out shopping, I think Jansel is gonna just re-listen to the tape recording and kind of just also go through the script, because she was listening out. Well, she was initially trying to feel if there's a vibe just from the energy coming through, but now she's trying to listen a bit more carefully to see if there's maybe any weird noise happening in the background of the recording, or if there is an energy coming from the script itself.
Ooh.
And I do have perception as a skill.
Yeah.
Roll
me a perception check for that. It'll be challenge 5, I think. Again.
Okay. I do have
Let me double check.
an ability called Understanding. It basically just your next interaction with that creature or object gains 1 asset action. I don't know if that applies for this.
That'll definitely apply.
Okay.
And then did you want to use effort?
Sure, we'll use effort.
All right, you're challenge 2. 6 or higher.
10.
Yeah. You don't get much from the script. The script is as it says what it is on the cover. It's a lot of ink on paper, gibberish, and creepy words halfway through. But when you're listening to the statement again, you're able to get a more... It doesn't make sense. Because you know that Aitor gave their statement in the archives. Period. You hear Christine, you hear Theo. They were not in the middle of the cave. But you can swear in the underlying recording, just above that, the sound of the recorder moving throughout the cassette player, you swear you hear this weird whistling. And it's not the little whistling that Theo did at the end.
Oh, the cave is singing. A whistling singing. Singing, humming. Siren call. What were you singing to our artist? I'm curious. So curious. Will you sing to us? I don't know what that means.
Ava, how old is Jansel?
Let's say 26. I think 26.
She seems like a 26-year-old who's pretending to be a crone, and it's so good.
I think what I want to do, because whenever y'all get a donation for creepy stuff, I think I also want to maybe introduce that as an intrusion. So intrusions would also give experience points. So Younès, if you want to take 1 XP from that, and then you have a second one that you give to someone else. Who would you like to give it to?
Oh, is there any specific
Whatever
like
you want.
guidance on however I want?
However you want. Though
However you want.
I
Just
would
go for it.
recommend throughout, like, since it's such a short series, we just try and keep a mind out and like try to distribute it, evenly over whenever people get XP. That's all I request.
Okay. Then I'm going to give it to Jansel.
Okay.
Thank you.
Theo, question for you. When you're going out shopping with Elena and Jansel, do you stop by the paddleboarding section where all like the water sports are, like a canoe or a kayak?
Oh, definitely. If there are boats, Theo has to at least stop and admire boats.
Cool.
If you put it in the shopping cart, I'm going to ask you to pare down at the end, but you can take it for a little walk if you want.
Thanks. I will.
I don't know if he's going to want to do that. But, so what I'm going to say is, I normally would ask you if you wanted experience points, but since I'm going to do this as part of the creepy stuff, you're just going to get an experience point and going to give it to someone else. So, who do you want to give the other experience point to?
Let me give it to Elena.
All right.
I am here.
So you are admiring boats and kayaks and maybe like a couple small canoes and life vests and paddles. And all of a sudden you feel like all the lights have gone out and that you're like floating in dark water with the close deepness and coldness just surrounding you. And as you try to move, you're like, you don't know which way is up. You don't know which way is down. You cannot see anything.
Okay. Just kind of reach out. Hello? Elena?
And then you're back in the aisle.
The lights go out?
Elena looks up from her phone and is just like, what's up?
Did the lights went out?
Do you have like a really quick stroke, or you good?
No.
I guess that's not funny. I shouldn't joke about that.
Yeah.
But it just like, I didn't experience anything. I was doing something very important on my phone. Okay,
No,
I wasn't looking at my exes or anything. It was something very important. But I didn't notice the lights go out.
You hear a Tinder notification?
No, that you do so much for us. So weird. I think maybe the lights might have flickered. I don't know. Is it cold in here? It's like,
oh, you
AC's
are
like,
cold. It's midsummer,
really?
but you're cold.
Really? Yeah. No, that's
They crank up the AC pretty high in here, and that's what you need.
Yeah. No, these box stores, man. You know what? I'm feeling pretty good with what I've got. I'm gonna maybe just you need me to check out? I can check out. You need receipts, right?
I think at this point, when Theo's trying to act normal, Elena just like stops and just like gives him her undivided attention, holds out her hands in front of his, and is just like, hey, you want to tell me what happened?
I think it's so weird. I think I thought the lights went out for a second, but I must have it must have been just like nothing, right? Yeah, just the lights went out, and that's all that was. But God, it's really cold in here. Yeah, let's. You're right. Well, let's take a beat. Cold, it's fine. Summer. We'll go outside. It'll be warm. What do we need to get next?
And she He just sort of like holds up a hand for a minute and goes, "If this happens again, let me know, okay? For real."
Yeah.
And then just sort of like claps hands on his back and goes, "Walking sticks. Second cheapest they got.
Sticks.
Let's go, my guy."
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I think that's our Walmart scene.
I have one thing I want to do, but it's just going to be very short. So I don't have anything else planned, but is there anything else in terms of prep that you want to do or that you want to tell me that you're going to do next week?
Yeah, I think following on the thread of socials, I think Swan is going to look at traces of online activity from Aitor. Are their socials active? Do they seem erratic online, or do they seem like they have things together? Do they mention going to some places? Do they mention some stuff? And maybe specifically, is there some sort of like weird cycle in their posts, like some habits that keeps coming again and again?
Okay, so what are months? That's a good question. So I would say I don't think it takes long for you to find anything, especially since you were able to find Naya's Facebook already. Naya's Facebook is family relations to Aitor's Facebook, and then that cycle of going throughout all the other social medias.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that the first post, the most recent post, is from July 9th, which is the day of the statement that that they gave their statement to the Institute. And it says, "So excited, might finally have a lead on like where I'm gonna film my film." And like there's multiple comments under it. You said this already, like, what did you get hacked? And if you go back again, that's like the last dozens of posts.
Yo.
Okay, and those posts, how are they spaced out in time at like regular intervals? Is it like 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 days? What does it look like?
I have to think about something.
Yeah, we can give you the answer next week if you want to.
I'm gonna say over the course of a year, about every like couple days or so. Like
every couple days?
Like 2 a week. It's like 2 a week. Over the
Okay.
course of a year.
Okay, this is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. Swan takes screenshots of all of this to show the viewers next time, and I believe that Christine has given us the contact information that Aitor left.
For them, yes, for themselves. Like their number.
Is it a number? Just a number? A phone number?
Yeah, it's just a phone number.
All right. Then Swan will look at the Nokia standing on the ground at the other end of the room and be like,
"Oh, it's fine. Those things, you know."
Yeah, but they will use the more recent smartphone they have, and they will try to calling this number, Aitor's number. See,
I have to think. Hold on. I'm like, would this make more sense or would that make more sense? Yeah, I'm gonna say it goes to voicemail.
Okay.
Like, there's no rings or anything. It just goes right to voicemail.
Right away. Okay.
So either the phone is Either the phone is dead or it goes, they immediately, it's like on Do Not Disturb, something like that.
Is the mailbox full?
Ooh, yes, it is. The mailbox is full.
Yeah, you don't leave a
Absolutely.
voicemail to this person you stalked.
I can't even leave a voicemail.
People these days, you gotta clean out your voicemail. You only get the little notification at the top. You can't scroll. You can't just tap it away.
Their phone is being usable right now, like screen full of notifications. So I can't leave a voicemail, right? Like there's no way I can leave a message. Too bad. I was about to tell them, if you meet somebody called Ridge, don't speak to them.
If you see something, don't say anything. Just walk
Don't
away.
say anything.
If you saw something, no, you didn't. We can all learn a lot of things with that. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but that's it for me for now. I'm gonna leave you overs do some stuff if you want to.
Do not read Infinite Jest again.
So good.
Whatever you don't read that shit.
Do we know what cafe they were reading Infinite Jest at? Maybe there's a clue in the Infinite Jest.
They did mention the cafe.
All right, I want to go there and try to find their copy of Infinite Jest and see if there's any clues there.
All right, we'll do that. We'll do cafe next week.
Okay.
We're not doing that this week.
I do like the idea that she goes out of her way and there's nothing, though. I think that would be really funny, but we can leave it to next week either way. You leave us guessing.
The cafe literary, what did I call it? Literary something does exist. It is an actual place.
It's like literary hops or something. It was a beer pun.
I think the last thing, and she may tap Swan just in case, but she's gonna try to look up and do research on the Calling Cave and specifically whistling to see if maybe that gives a more specified search result.
All right. Are you doing the searching and getting help from Swan, or?
I think help from Swan, because I think she's good at looking through books, but she's like a Gen Z person, so she's decent with Google, but not a techie person. So she can tackle books. Swan could probably tackle internet stuff.
Yeah, so this will be a research, but internet research type of role. This will be, I think it'll be a challenge 4.
Okay.
You can get an asset from Swan. So challenge 3, unless you want to do effort.
Nah, I'm not gonna do it.
Alright, so 9 or higher.
This might be relevant. I have the special ability online research that says that all research tasks are eased if you have access to the internet. I don't know if that's relevant when I'm helping instead of doing
That's what is basically helping. Since you're basically trained in this task, so you're able to help and give her an asset.
Cool.
That's where it's coming from.
That's a 10.
Yeah.
Yay.
You kind of have to do some digging. A lot of digging. It's... You don't get any, page 1 hits. You got to look around. But you do seem to find, in the depths of your search engine, some spelunkers talking about some weird caves and whistling, and it goes into this conversation between a couple of different users talking about, oh my god, what is this, so I cannot go there, and it basically, oh, it's this cave near this mine. They don't call it the Calling Cave, but context clues. It's near the pyrite mines in Rowe, Massachusetts, so on and so forth. It's really creepy. Don't go there. I kind of left immediately, so on and so forth. Got really creepy vibes. It wasn't dangerous or anything, but super creepy. I'm here for a fun time, not a short time.
Valid. Absolutely valid. Well, I suppose we may have a location now. These mines in Massachusetts.
Yeah, we gotta check this out.
I want to know what it's singing to people.
Theo or anyone, do you have experience Spelunking?
Did an adventure camp in middle school, but that's kind of it.
So we should make sure not to get separated and be alone at any point when we're in a cave, right? Because then we would die. You all know that, right? We tie our ropes together on our waist.
Yeah.
As someone who has seen death before and almost walked into their embrace, I do not fear her gentle kiss, but I do not want to hearken it so soon again.
That's
So
what I'm
I
talking
agree.
about. Bro, you do not have to be hearkening.
Yeah, I think
I would like
Theo's
to go out
probably
to dinner with death like when I'm in like 90s.
When you're truly a crown.
All right. Anything else before I have one last supernatural creepy thing to give?
Elena does a bunch of off-screen trying to genuinely befriend the entire party and just sort of like picking people's brains and talking about their backstories and stuff we don't have enough time for in like 4 episodes.
All right. So I have a question for you, Elena.
Mhm.
Do you ever fall asleep at the office?
Yeah.
Okay. So you fall asleep in one of these, either like the day of, within like the couple days that you heard the statement and you're working on everything, basically.
Mhm.
And how are you sleeping? Are you like at your desk? Are you on a thing?
She's got one of those lawn chairs that recline, set up in the back room. It's her napping chair.
Okay. You are sleeping, you're lounging, and at some point you feel a cold, furry little paw just touch your face. By the way, you get an experience point. Who do you want to give the second experience point to?
We've got to continue the cycle. It's got to be Swan. Got to keep going forward.
All right. You feel just like a cold, furry little paw, like, put itself on your cheek. And in this really quiet voice, you hear, "You need to take things seriously, or you're going to die."
I like to think that she fell asleep with her headphones in, and she was listening to her MCR playlist, and the music stops.
Yes, absolutely.
And she hears that. And I think that her eyes just like flash open and she just screams at the top of her lungs.
You scream, you open your eyes and you see grass, and then you scream, and then unfortunately Grass's paws like dig into you as she like pushes off of you and like
Okay. All right. Grass, you and I have an understanding, okay? I'm allergic to cats. You're a cat. I spend a bunch of time with you. I become less allergic. This has been the way we've been doing things for over a year. Don't scare the shit out of me, though.
Grass immediately like lounges, one leggy up in the air, starts grooming.
Yeah. I go, "Oh, Grass, I can't get mad. I can't stay mad at you," and just like scratching behind the ears.
All right, and I think that's a good place to leave the session.
Damn, I can't believe all of my previous coworkers turned into one collective cat. That's so fucked up.
That's how Grass always has 9 lives.
I love Grass. They're so great. She's amazing. All right, everybody. Hey, hi, howdy. My name is Mare. Thank you for joining us for the premiere of Production Cycle Magnus Archives game. I'm Mare. I'm just gonna go around. We're all gonna say, hey, hi, who we are, where you can find us, promo yourself, promo your shit, and then we'll figure out a raid or something. Thank you to everybody who donated today. I had to scare my players.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Hey, we're 3/4 of the way to $1,000.
Fuck yeah. All right, who wants to go first? Who wants to say hi? And where you can find them? I will volunteer. if I have to.
I'll sign off. This was MK. Whatever. I don't know. Hi, everyone. MK. Daishi played Theo. You can find me at meghankaye.bsky, where I will repost so many things and say so very little. But have a good night.
Alrighty. I'm Pablo. I've been having a blast with these wonderful people. I'm thankful to be here. I haven't been doing like a whole lot of artsy stuff lately, but I've got some poetry stuff you can check out on my Instagram. I'm gonna be adding some more. Thank you for having me today. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the story unfolds. I'm volunteering Younès to go next.
Sure.
Thank you.
So HR.
Lovely. Love this co-working energy here. I was about to volunteer myself, actually, so I'm not mad. I'm Younès, they even pronouns. You can find me on Blue Sky at pyrofoux, pyrofoux. I'm sorry, it's very late here. It's like 4 a.m. I've been playing Swan. It was a pleasure to be with this lovely cast, and see you next week, hopefully. I am volunteering Jansel.
Oh, yes, that's me. I dazed out just like Jansel. Hello, my darlings and dears. It's your Madam Ava here. You can find me anywhere at Madam Ava Couture, everywhere except for Threads, because I refuse to do Threads, but I will be on that hellscape known as Twitter because I just can't quit that shit. In the meantime, before you see me back here again on next Thursday, you can find me over on the Fusca channel for Echoes of Ruin, where I'm currently playing a Dragonborn, worshipping Tolona, planning on the poisoning of a city, possessing the body of a MILF barbarian lady.
Hello.
It's complicated. Things are complicated. And not right now, but later on this month, you can catch me over at my secondary vacation home, while Fusca is my first folk and myth for some vampire and some hunter stuff happening later in this month. And then I haven't really promoted it this month much, but hey, August is my birthday month. If you want to pay tribute to me because I'm great, I would appreciate it. Or donate to charity in my name. I will also be very happy for that as well. And then passing it back over to Mer.
Hi. I'm just gonna go through all the channel stuff because I'm also in the channel stuff, so it's just gonna be killing two birds with one stone. This Saturday we're gonna continue with our SummerSlam, like a D&D player extravaganza of PvP. This is gonna be Fight 4. I'm gonna be in this one. It's gonna be wild. We're also raising money for Doctors Without Borders, and we're gonna see who goes on our fourth player is to go on to the finals to see who wins the title of this throwdown championship fight. I'm also going to be playing in our Horizons Call game on Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern as we continue after killing two Medusas who tried to turn us to stone on the open seas. On Sunday, we have at 10 a.m. Pacific, we have part 1 of a chaotic playthrough of Monster Ghosts with Anik and Eva. Later that day at 6 p.m. Eastern, we will have an episode of Sword and Tea with Sebastian Yue talking about their game Model Minister. Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific, we have our one and only Gate Night game, where our lovely folks here play some Baldur's Gate. And last but not least, bringing it back around in 1 week from today, we'll have episode 2 of the Magnus Archives. So everybody, we will see you later. Hope you see us. We see you at a later date for all these amazing games on our channels. In the meantime, we are going to go raid Roll D5, who is playing Alice is Missing. So go give them some love over there, and we'll see you next week.